Hi. You may wonder what I'm doing. Well, back up a little bit and maybe you can see. So I'm on this balance board because we're going to talk about balance today. Not this type of balance, but we're going to talk about the front and back half of your body being balanced. Welcome to another Teach Me Tuesday by Physical Therapy and Balance Center. Hey, I'm Janet, and I'm obviously a professional surfer. No, not really, I'm kidding. I'm a physical therapist. If you remember a few weeks ago, I talked to you about how most people stand with their thighs in front of their knees and their shoulders behind their behind. And I told you to correct it, you could look in the mirror and bring your thighs back so that your hip is now lined up over your knees and over your ankles. Well, if you did that and you looked in the mirror and you found that your neck and shoulders were doing this, please don't be tempted to force them back into this position, creating a rib flare. Now, I know your mother probably told you bring your shoulders back when you were a child, but that's really not the best way to stand. So we're going to talk about why your shoulders are like this when the rest of the body is lined up. I'll give you a hint. It's called upper cross syndrome. Come on, let me show you more specifically what upper cross syndrome is. The reason that this syndrome is called upper cross syndrome is because it takes place in the upper part of the body and forms a cross of muscles that are imbalanced, either too tight or too weak. You have a lot of tightness in this part of the cross. Some of the neck muscles, the upper trap that a lot of you are familiar with, and some chest muscles, including pectoral muscles, tend to get very tight. And then the weakness comes from the lower traps and the rhomboids and some of the deep flexors, so that's the other part of the cross. Okay, let's talk about how to remedy upper cross syndrome so that you can, when you stand with your body lined up, your shoulders are not forward but naturally fall in good alignment. So first let's talk about stretching out some of the tight muscles. One of the ones that I have already shown you, but I want to show you again because I think this is such a good exercise, is the stretch for the pectoral muscles. The pectoral muscles run right through here, and so you can see if they're tight, you're going to see what they're going to do to your shoulder, versus if you can get them to be in a normal length, your shoulder will naturally come back a lot better. So I like to take a yoga mat, but if you don't have a yoga mat, you can use a towel, a rolled up towel, and make it pretty tight so that it doesn't just completely crunch on you. You're going to put it along your spine. Don't put it under your low back. Put it a little higher on the back. And get your head down on there. Now, I also like to incorporate a neck stretch when I do this. So I take my neck and I bring it back like this. If you find that when you're doing this, your neck actually drops, then that means you're too tight. So you'll need to go ahead and put a towel under your head so that your chin will stay down and won't be coming up like this. So get your neck as stretched as you are able to. Don't ever force your neck or any of your spine to do anything it doesn't want to, so always be gentle. And then make certain that your palms are up. Watch what happens to my shoulders if I roll my palms over. You see how my shoulders roll in? And we're trying to get the shoulders to where they will stay out. So roll your shoulders over so that your palms are up, and you can just lay in this position, and it's actually very comfortable. I like to lay here a few minutes and then do what I call an angel, which means just bringing the arms up a little bit. If you feel a pinch in your shoulder, don't go that high. You may be a little too tight to do it well right down. And then I come down. And if I'm going to stay in this position for any length of time, I go ahead and bring my arms down a little lower. If you bring your arms up like this for a long time, you may actually start to get some shoulder pain, and I don't want that to happen. So keep them like this, and this is one of the first and best stretches you can do for upper cross syndrome. Thank you for joining me again for another Teach Me Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you next time when we will continue talking about how to solve the conundrum of upper cross syndrome and keep your body better balanced.